You want government to invest more in local tomato production. What exactly do you mean by that?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good evening for having me. We want to urge the government to relook at irrigation facilities in this country. You know, we have been calling for the construction of the Kwalugu multipurpose dam. If that dam is fully constructed, farmers along that place can do all year round farming, and it's going to help us be able to produce so much tomatoes in Ghana to meet the demand, so that our farmers will not, or market traders will not risk their life crossing into Burkina Faso to go and buy tomatoes, where this unfortunate incident happened. They have been attacked by terrorists here and there. Ghana has the potential, like we indicated in the statement. We have the soil, we have the climate, research institutions. All what we need is the policy direction for Ghana to be able to achieve self-sufficiency when it comes to tomato production.
In your statement, you said that in the year 2024 alone, Ghana spent close to $22.3 million to import tomato. And you believe that we can produce this quantity that we need here in Ghana without going to Burkina Faso and other neighboring countries?
Oh yes, we believe that if government is going to take this policy seriously, the irrigation for wealth policy that was launched by the Minister of Food and Agriculture last year across the country, if government is going to invest in irrigation facilities, we are going to expand, we are going to support the production, research institutions are going to come out with drought and disease resistant varieties, and then of course Ghana should be able to produce. You can imagine $22 million, what you could have done. That money could have gone to Ghanaian tomato farmers, and they are going to expand production. It's going to create employment for this country. And we cannot, you see, this situation exposes the vulnerability of Ghana's food imports. It started with COVID-19. We saw what happened when many countries were closing their borders. The Russia-Ukraine war, prices of food skyrocketed, and now we are having these terrorist attacks in Burkina Faso. So what it means is that it's a wake-up call for Ghana to sit up and invest in irrigation. Let's have the policy direction. Let's support the vegetable farmers. And of course, Ghana has the potential to become self-sufficient when it comes to vegetable production, particularly in tomatoes.
Do you think we are likely to see some shortage on the market because the traders who go to Burkina Faso to bring this vegetable decide that because of fear they may not be able to go in the immediate term? Do you envisage a shortage in any way?
Of course, if you look at our production in Ghana, and then Ghana is we are almost importing about 90% of fresh tomatoes from Burkina Faso. With these terrorist attacks, obviously, it's going to instill fear in people. And if the traders are not able to cross the border to bring in the fresh tomatoes, and you look at Ghana's production, we're looking at our consumption, which is over 800,000 metric tons. And if you look at our production around 450,000 metric tons, obviously there's a deficit. There is a gap. So we rely on imports to be able to fill this gap. So if these terrorist attacks continue, fear is going to be instilled into the people. They can't cross the border to bring tomatoes. They're going to have a shortfall. Prices are going to skyrocket as we saw in the past. And if that happens, government's whole idea of maintaining inflation as a single digit is going to be defeated, because it's the food component of inflation that is driving down the inflation. So I think it's a wake-up call for government, for policymakers to sit up and let us consider as a sort of agency to invest critically in vegetable production, especially in the tomato subsector. It's very key to us. So this is a wake-up call. And we as farmers are ever ready to assist and support government with whichever policy that comes out, so that together we can produce enough tomatoes to meet the demand and possibly even become a net exporter of vegetables in the sub-region.
In the immediate term, how do we take advantage of this situation? In the immediate term?
Yeah, so in the medium term, that is what quickly we're looking at. All irrigation facilities in Ghana that require rehabilitation, we have to look at them. Government has to also look at supporting farmers with inputs for production, inputs of new varieties, drought resistances, and we have to pay special attention to the tomato subsector under the vegetable farming. so stakeholders can quickly come around the table for us to look at in the immediate term what is required. Like I said, irrigation is very key. We can't continue to rely on rain-fed agriculture because of climate change. So this, we believe, government could easily bring all stakeholders together. Then we'll begin serious investment in the tomato production area, because we can't sit down until things get out of hand before we begin to look at what we do. So this is an opportunity for us to pay special attention to tomato production and, of course, other vegetables across the country. And we are also using this opportunity to still urge the buffer stock company to mobilize the surplus rice, the grains that we have, that is the soya, the rice, and cassava, even tubers down south. We need to be able to buy all this from the farmers, because we speak, glad, the maize glad, we have a lot of cassava in the system. If buffer stock is not able to mobilize this by supporting the farmers, we are sure that it's going to discourage farmers from going into further production, and all that is going to have an impact on supply and subsequently on the prices for food that we see in the market.
Wapia, thank you very much for your time. Wapia Adu Awa is the president of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. Jubi, what do you have?
The Ghana Cocoa Board has announced that 230